If you're here watching this video, it means that someone before you, your parents, decided that you were worthy of this life. Women don't want to have children anymore. And I used to be one of those. I used to be one of those women thinking that the most valuable thing in life was to focus on myself, think of my career, prioritizing whatever concerned me, basically not letting anything get in my way. Think of children. I wasn't even thinking that having children was a possibility, or maybe I would have had children, but then I would have rapidly come back to business because, I don't have time for that. I need to focus on myself. So what's the problem with that? Why have we convinced women that motherhood is a burden, not a blessing? I can't help thinking that we've become so individualistic and self-focused that the only thing we can see is the fulfillment of the self. Whatever benefits me in the present right now, without thinking of the long-term results of what we do. As a young woman, I could tell you that the message that society is pushing us is, why do women need to build a family if they can be totally independent and they can have their own money, they can have a career, they can achieve goals, they can be very rich? Why would you need a man in the first place? Why would you even want to build a family? Just think of you, prioritize yourself, prioritize whatever makes you feel good. This self-obsession trend that we see online, we have become our own gods. And what happens when we become our own gods? We start to believe that the highest purpose of this life is to serve ourselves. We measure every choice by asking ourselves, what can I gain from this? But what if some of the most meaningful things in life required us to give a part of ourselves? This is what sacrifice is. We lost the foundation of life, of our own existence, of the reason why you're here right now, which is love. Motherhood, by its very nature, requires sacrifice because you have to give birth, nurture, grow, and teach everything to a new human being that completely depends on you. And that's a huge sacrifice. But think of what society is telling you today. A sacrifice in today's society is often seen as something negative because that takes away your happiness, your independence. This is what society wants us to do, prioritize our desires above anything else. So if you're watching this video right now, it's because someone chose to love, to give, to take responsibility for a life that they had never met yet. And because of this act of love and sacrifice, you're here. The reason why you're living this life, you get to see and experience the beauty, the emotions, joy, and the sadness of this life. The reason why you will make a change into this world is because someone put aside their interest. Now, think if your parents had thought the same. I don't want to have children because I'm too focused on myself right now and I need to achieve this goal before, and this and this and this. And right now I don't have time for this. What a selfish act. And we've become so selfish and self-absorbed that we think that someone else's life will not be valuable because somehow we come first and our job maybe is more important than a blessing that will last literally for all your life. Because yes, having a baby requires sacrifice, requires patience, it requires hard work, but you are investing in something that will bring so much blessing and joy in your life. Perhaps you can't see it right now because it's hard when you're 20, when you're 30, you can't really feel the need of having a child. But when you will hit your 50s or 60s, think of that. Wouldn't you like spending a Christmas Eve with your family, all gathered together? There's plenty of food on the table and you're there and you look at your children, your grandchildren. Doesn't that bring you joy and the purpose and the meaning of life that your career, money, your job would never give you? Imagine lying on your deathbed. You know that your journey is coming to an end, but you are not afraid because Around you, there's your family, there's the product of your love. You see people around you, people that were the result of an act of love, of a sacrifice, and they're all around you. They're holding your hands. You're remembering all those good memories of your lifetime. Maybe you think about a drawing that your grandchild made for you, a simple piece of paper that you kept because it meant the world to you. You will think about the Christmas dinners that you will have shared with your family. Everyone gathered around the table, everyone's laughing, children playing, running, laughter around the table. When you will die, you will bring with yourself all these memories, and you will be less afraid of leaving this world because you know that there's someone that will outlive you, because there's someone that will keep on with your teachings, with your thoughts. It's literally in our DNA, this profound will to continue our species, to continue having something that is still eradicated on Earth. If I think how society convinced us that our personal fulfillment, temporary personal fulfillment, is much more than that. And the problem here is not only personal, it is societal. Because think of that, if everyone applies the same reasoning, our population will inevitably shrink. And guess what? What's happening lately? Nativity rate has never been this low, to the point that if we will not have more babies, right, in the next generations, in 100 years, there won't be Europeans anymore. Think of Italy. The nativity rate is at 1.14, right? And when the fertility rate is lower than 2, it means that a nation is dead. In 3 generations, there won't be Italians. So what do? They bring other people to the country so that they can repopulate us. This is something that happens in all Europe. Maybe we don't understand how our choices can impact the future because we have a responsibility. Think of the debt that you have towards your past, towards the people who raised you, who loved you, who sacrificed themselves. And think of the weight that your decision has for tomorrow, for the future generations. As white people, we should be having more white children. I'll tell you why. Because do you know that we only make the 10% of the population if we think of skin color? So if Black Lives Matter, which they do, I want to be free to say that white lives matter too. Foreigners, which clearly have a higher fertility rate, will come to your country and will reproduce faster than the native people. And ultimately, in maybe 2 or 3 generations, the native country, let's say Italy or Spain, will be completely dead. Okay, I'm not making this up. This is about numbers. And if you don't believe me, look at the fertility rate of every European country and look at the fertility rate of immigrants coming from Pakistan, India, Africa, and you can easily do your own research and understand this. So at the end of this video, I want you to remember that when thinking of such complex topics, such as, having children and demographic shrink, don't just think of you, okay? Just have a more complex view. Think of you when you will be older. Think of the future generation. Think of your country and understand the value of sacrifice. Understand that you are here because someone else before you made a sacrifice. Thank you guys for watching. I know that many of you won't agree with the things I said, so write down in the comments your thoughts on this and I will be more than happy to answer to your comments, and please always be respectful. See you in the next videos.